Rockypoint Copper Stills. This is Copper Kelly. I'm gonna rock a little bit. Get some redneck shit. Wearing my Redneck Nation hat. And we're building a 58-gallon still here. And here's the shell that I rolled earlier. Didn't notice. So, yeah, man. I'm going to do a little bit of rock and roll and braise this thing together with some silver rod. Yes, man. Let's have some fun. I'm going to turn down the music so that I don't get copyright burnt. And let's play. All right. Let me get some glasses and my gloves. We'll rock and roll this out. This is, like I told you before in the previous episodes, some 0.64 thick copper. It's equivalent to around a 14 gauge. And man, this is the half hard stuff. What a pain to roll. But you know, I've even rolled the 12, and the wider the sheet is, usually me and Levi both was doing it at that point in time. It took one man to guide the sheet, and the other man just to two-hand roll that thing. But yeah, man, I've got a acetylene oxygen torch set up here, and I'm going to have people be like, oh yeah, that fool, he's going to burn a hole, this, that, and no, I'm not going to hit the oxygen and try to cut anything. I just need that kind of heat because a number one brazing torch is just not going to penetrate to the other side. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get the copper so hot that when I throw the silver to it with that torch, when it hits the steel underneath it, even though it's hot as all get out too, it's not near as hot as the copper, and it'll actually stop and seal itself on the opposite side when it does. Of course, it wouldn't if you just kept on continuing to heat the table. But what I'm going to try to show you is that's what we're doing. We're going to put the pretty on the outside just by a little silver leakage. You could even buff it out if you really wanted to. I wouldn't. And we're going to really throw a gum on the inside. I don't care how thick it is because I just want a really, really thick bead of silver on the inside so I know they'll never leak or give. And it'll tear anywhere but where the silver is. It'll tear maybe to the extreme sides of where the silver fades off, obviously, but it'll never tear at that point again. It could leak if it wasn't thick enough, and that's why I really want to put a good, deep penetration, and then maybe even come back a second time and just gum it on just to make it thick. All right, and of course I'll show you the seam afterwards so that you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's throw the torch to it, all right? Crank up the valves. Hope I don't run out of gas. Well, I'm not looking great on oxygen, but we'll see how it goes. How about I have to switch out tanks in the middle of everything? That really sucks. Crank it up. Get this copper sheet hot. I'm going to tack it at first. If I try to work it all the way down, it'll warp, it'll open up on this end, and it'll probably even kick the seam one side to the other, right to the left. I don't want to deal with any of that, so I'm just going to try to warm up everything a little bit here. It's already widening on this end because I was working that end. And I don't care if it does gap a little bit. You'll just get more silver in the middle. I'm going to start in the middle. Each side of the clamp, just tack it. Then I'll work to the outside, both sides. forget my tip into it, huh? I won't edit that out. If I edit it, then I'm being fake, so I'm not gonna edit it. Might edit something worse. Alright. Oh yeah, it's already heated up, connected up already. Put a dot on it. A little dot of silver to hit. There you go. Hold it down. Oh, it's looking great. Come together well. Once you do this, you don't have to worry about it spreading. If not, it will spread extreme on the other end. Basically make a cone of itself, believe it or not. The gap could be as much as a 1/4 inch thick by the time you got to the other side, believe it or not. Maybe more. Alright. Then I just sort of hit it, let the other end cool, back and forth like halfway in between each point. Until I get enough in there to make me happy. Speed it up a little bit. There we go. Nice. Good dude. I've got together, so now I can go for it. I'm going to go for a little stretch right here on this side. Looking good. Getting deep in there, penetrating well. It's puckering up a little bit. You can't see it on the video, but it's puckering up towards me. And as it cools, it sinks back down. I don't do the very edge because I usually put a pesto seam in them and it gives me a guide for the bottom and the top. So I don't want any silver right there where I'm going to put a pesto groove in an OG on it. Outer groove, that is. But I am going to come hit it and look like and see if I can find any holes. You'll find some trash every once in a while if you go the opposite direction. You boil it out and hit it again. Get some more penetration out of it, maybe. It looks good already, though. All right. I'm not going to bust it loose right now immediately. It's still so hot, I want to keep it in shape. I've got 2 wedges on either side here to make sure it keeps that sort of look there. It's going to buck a little bit on the sides where the most extreme heat was, but that's okay because we can sort of beat that out. And we'll get it more concentric at that point in time. And I usually try to catch it while it's hot. Give it a little pound here and there. That one didn't do too bad. Yeah. I think it needs a little more pressure on this side. There you go. Nice. Looks pretty rectangular to me.